Welcome to this session where I am going to be talking about how to build community in an online classroom, which is a tricky endeavor, but actually quite fun once you do it. My name is Charlotte Matthews, and the reason I know how to do this is I teach in the Bachelor of Interdisciplinary Studies program and have been teaching online way before the pandemic. I've been doing it for a while, and I really want to share with you some ideas. One very effective way to engage students is to bring up the whiteboard, which everyone can see and has the ability to write on. So I would say now, everyone, you now see the whiteboard, and I'm going to ask you to write up one sentence reaction to last night's reading. So let's pretend that we have 8 or 9 of these up, or 20 if I have 20 students in the class. And what I would do is I would cold call upon someone and I would say, Ashley, please choose one of these sentences that you did not write and talk about it. So we're all looking together at a shared screen. It is the students' work. It's what they've put up. It's their thoughts that they can see and then enter into the conversation. I'm now going to talk a little bit about the use of breakout rooms. At the bottom of your screen, you see, when you're the instructor, the ability to do breakout rooms. And I tend to do 3 to 4 students in a room, and I give them a very clear instruction as to what they're to do in the room. So, and what their deliverable is going to be. And I think about 10 to 12 minutes in a room is just about right. The more clear the instructions for the breakout rooms, the more everyone sort of enters in, like, here I am, I'm going to be in here and I'm invested in it. If I go into a breakout room, the dynamic changes. So I've learned over the years to let them be in their breakout rooms without me. They can call me and they can say, Charlotte, we need you in the room, and then I'll go into their room. But I find that it does not work very well to go in unannounced. Now I'm going to talk a little bit about the power of looking together at a piece of writing and how that really builds community, because we're all looking at it together. This is a poem by Mary Oliver called Wild Geese. And I feel like it's very much worth time in an online classroom to ask students to read the piece of writing out loud. So I, again, rather than having people raise their hands, I would say, Alexa, please read Wild Geese. So everyone in the classroom knows that at any moment they could be called upon. Now, often we'll pause after we have a student read, and then I would say, Sierra, what 3 words in this poem really surprise you? And again, I would ask students to enter into the conversation. So I would say, Krista, what do you think about what Sierra just said? How does that resonate with you? So how are we building community with this? I think there are 3 elements of it. One is we all are sharing, whether it's an image or a song. Songs work really well. No matter the topic, you can find a song that goes with it. Music, literature, reading, an image that we all are looking at together, all focused on the same thing. That's one element that I think builds community. Another element that I think builds community very strongly is to try to take away the judgment, whether it's good or bad, or right or wrong, or accurate and inaccurate, and instead create an environment where everyone is responsible for the session working well, because we are all paying dear attention to what's going on. Number 3 is alertness, inviting students and building, I guess, a culture where when you're in the classroom, in the synchronous session, you're on. And it's for the students, it's a very active time, and it's a very rewarding time. That being said, I often give a lot of breaks. Also, we will switch activities quite often. So we would start out, let's say, looking at that image we had before. Then I might ask everyone to go into the breakout rooms and share their takeaway from the homework. I guess what I've learned over the course of teaching for many semesters now online is it is hard and it is tiring, but to be honest with students and say, I will make a mistake, right? I'm not going to be perfect, and I'm going to ask you to help me a little bit. It's really, we become a community, and I like to say to them, I feel like I'm your Sherpa. We're all going on this hike together. I think I know where we're going to camp tonight. And you're carrying your water and your gorp, but I'm going to carry the heaviest load because I want you to enjoy this journey. But maybe we get steered off track, but I need to make sure we're safe. So as opposed to, I know everything and I'm going to instill information on you, I think that doesn't work so well. That might work really well for a recorded lecture, but I think a very good use of this Zoom time, this synchronous online time, is to have us all in it together. And I think that metaphor of going on a journey together is a fitting one.